Hello everyone, in today's video I wanted to talk about sticking to the plan. So a lot of times, especially as entrepreneurs and people who are full of new ideas, a lot of times when we have a new idea, a new plan, the hardest part and the place where money is made is in the actual execution of the plan. So if you have your to-do list and everything else to plan for 2023, make sure you actually do them. Don't plan to do them, do them. I talked many videos ago where I talked about how getting to the action part from the decision made part, that distance, if you can make that nothing, you will be extremely successful and you will do so many things. Because too many of us, we decide to do something and then for whatever reason we don't do it immediately. We take a break, or we do something else, or we whatever. We don't execute. We just say, okay, decision's made, we're all good, and for whatever reason no one does any work. It needs to go from decision made to doing the work to keep doing the work until a new decision is made, because number one, whatever it was we're doing isn't working. And I don't mean it doesn't work like the first couple times. I mean, you've tried an extremely long time and it's not working. Or two, the entire dynamics of the industry that you're in has completely shifted. I'm not talking about, oh, we have to tweak something. It's, oh, we have a paradigm shift in the entire market and we have to adapt, or nothing's going to work because this old model that we're doing isn't working. Think Blockbuster, right? Paradigm shifted, they did not comply, they went out of business. We're not talking about how Disney Plus is now on. Netflix didn't suddenly say, oh my goodness, I have to rethink my entire business model. No, they kept going. Now, whether or not that was a good choice, we'll sit to see. But as far as I know, Netflix isn't going anywhere because Disney Plus came on. But Blockbuster disappeared when Netflix came on. So that's the difference between a paradigm shift and a potential new information tweak that maybe Netflix needs to do, like produce more original content, which they do. Okay, so now we're there. Why is it that so many of us go from, I got this awesome plan, and then you start doing it, to, I need a new awesome plan? Why? And I think it's just a lot of it is because the work is hard. Once, like, dreaming about doing the job, dreaming about, like, for example, graduating from college and getting that job, that is a great plan. That's why so many of us go back to school, right? It sounds so great, doing all the, having this new plan. But when it comes to execution of the thing at the end that we're doing, or even getting through the plan itself, that's hard. It's hard. It takes work. It takes time. It takes repetition. And that can be in itself very discouraging. So what I implore you to do when you are building your plan is to have your goals within the plan be built off of execution goals. So things you did, not based off of goals like how many clients you acquired, or how many appointments that you had. Do things more like how many calls you made, how many maybe appointments that you just booked. Because a lot of times those things are somewhat in our control, but for the most part, the only thing we can control is how many people we talk to, how many emails we send, how many outreach we have, how long we spend actually going out there and doing prospecting. I'm not talking about like going and having lunch in a public place or doing a weekly meeting you do every week with the same group of people. Those things don't count. You have to do things that are going to have some effect on your business. And those things are hard. They have to be. Because if they're not hard, they're not worth doing. And I know that sounds really frustrating and not good, But in all honesty, if you are doing something and it's hard and it feels uncomfortable and you don't like it, you are doing something that most likely a lot of other people don't want to do. And because a lot of people don't want to do it, you can get paid more for doing it. In addition to getting paid more for doing it, you also know that your competition, only the strong will survive in that kind of a business, right? So only those who are resilient enough to keep going, to keep working, to keep calling, those are the only people that are going to be successful, or at least achieve above average success, because the average person will just stop. And that's where you have to really build that differentiator when you become an entrepreneur. When you become someone who owns your own business, when you become someone who wants to do things differently and live an above average life, you have to be willing to do the things that the average person is not willing to do. You have to be able to move and execute faster than anyone else, because not that you have to get it right or that you have to be first, you just have to get it done, because that's more than half the battle. You gotta think, average is the bell curve. 68% of the population is average, not 50, 60. To be above average, you just have to be above 50%. But if you are above average on the entire whole, you have to be in actually closer to the 15% mark, because you have to be above the bell curve on the right side. So you have to be among the 15% of people who are going to work extremely hard, harder than the average worker, harder than the normal distribution of people, in order to be successful, in order to attain something that other people, the average person, is not going to attain. And that's going to take work. And that's why you need to make sure that, number one, when you make a plan, you execute, and you execute quick. I'm not talking about do things haphazardly. I'm talking about when you have the plan in front of you, don't dream about doing it. Do it. And then, of course, it's going to be hard. Work through it. It'll be great. I'm sure everyone who's watching these videos, anyone who watches videos like this, know that. But I want you to do that. Completely different, knowing and doing. So, do good things, and we'll see you in the next video.